things that we want. Why'd you keep coming back? I want love you don't know. So why are you here? Yeah, I should take it back so that you don't know where my heart is at. Don't want you to know my love is lost. Oh, well, there's only one thing left to do. My heart is breaking, wanting you, so I'll say goodbye. Let's put the sun back in the sky. Tired of crying, don't call me back, just say I'll say goodbye. Yeah, don't call me back, just say goodbye. I can't change the past, don't wanna complicate things. Maybe if I asked, was any of it real? Was it real? There's only one thing left to do. My heart is breaking, wanting you, so I'll say goodbye. Let's put the sun back in the sky. Tired of crying, don't call me back, just say I'll You're not what you appear to
I'm trying to touch the states this time. 2021. Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8-day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? I welcome you guys to another episode. Gotta put people on the stand. Let me pull up. Shout out to Fawn for giving me this track. Shout out to Fawn. But anyway, if you guys probably at work or whatever, you catch this on a replay, I welcome you. Oh man, I love trolling on social media. It's so good. Yeah, I get under people's skin when I say the things that I do, say the things that I say, but I don't care. See, I think outside the box, man. I don't care what people think, man. I ain't a sheep, if you will. I think outside the box. See, there's a thing called perception and there's reality. Perception and reality. But the reality is right now, I need y'all to hit those likes, hit those subscribe buttons. I get a lot of traction on Facebook, but I'm going to probably have to have you, if you want to enjoy my show, I might have to give you maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then I have to get you to transition over to YouTube. Streets gotta eat. But I'm gonna talk about some things today, man. I'm gonna talk about Steph Curry. I watched the game yesterday. I've been watching the playoffs. The playoffs have been amazing. These young boys are out here balling. One second here. These guys been balling out here, John Morant's. Shout out to Giannis, man. Giannis is really balling out here, man. Shout out to him. But the playoffs been amazing. I've been watching that. How was your weekend? My weekend was pretty good. I have to explain what I do. I think I was chilling. I wanted to go out, but with the wife, but we ended up didn't do it. We just worked out and chilled out, and my wife has her thing, her podcast. Checking her out, Sharonda Simone. She doing her thing over there. Also, check out. She has a podcast as well on Spotify. So check that out. It's pretty good stuff. But anyway, we got a chance to hang out, spend time together. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, I know what I did. I went out. My son, he's a older son. He's in jiu-jitsu. He's a newbie, if you will. And we spent a lot of time on Saturdays watching the UFC fights. So he decided to join that. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good experience. I didn't like how it was set up, though. But granted, it's their first time. I just didn't understand that they didn't have... it was unorganized, if you will. They had it was all day thing. They had one mat. And it was just all day. They had kids fighting. They had grown-ups fighting. It was a mess. I had to leave. I saw my son fight one time, and he told me the results after the fact. But I just couldn't stay there any longer. It was just not my thing. They have seats. Mm, it was bad. But anyway, hold on. But it's all good. But the reason why I'm doing this show, and it's for people to know, I'm actually going to try to come on every day now, like Monday through Friday. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate everything, but I'm trying to go on every day. But the reason why I'm actually going to talk about this subject because there's something I put on social media yesterday, Facebook, and I put a post out that was controversial to say the least. And I wasn't doing this on purpose. See, there's a thing called perception and reality. Perception and reality. Sipping on some Diet Coke. There's a perception that we see that we think is happening, but there's a reality that's happening. Give you an example. Let me tell this story. Let's start back up with music. All right. So my wife and I, we went to Chicago. Now it was on our anniversary. We wanted to go, and I was like, well, why are we going to Chicago out of all places? Like it wasn't downtown Chicago or anything. It was this weird place. I don't remember what the name was. And she said she wanted to go. So I said, you know what? Let's do it. So we go. Now, my wife loves to shop. She loves to shop. So I didn't feel like going in there. And I just said, hey, you go in the shop. I'm going to hang outside. So I look to the left and I see this horse. And I asked the guy, I said, can I ride this horse? No experience at all. Just say, let me ride this horse because I want to live on the edge, if you will. So I get on this horse and something didn't feel right. So I get on, I'm jerking, I'm riding. All of a sudden I start losing control, right? I'm starting to slide to the right. And I'm like, oh. So I start getting nervous, right? So it's getting real bumpy. And all of a sudden I feel threatened. I feel like something's going to happen. I feel like I can lose my life on this horse. So I tell myself, I said, I don't want to die in Chicago. This is not the plan for me, Lord. So right when I'm about to fall off, my wife runs out the store with bags in her hand. And she runs over to me. And she pulls the cord from the wall. So we talking about perception here versus reality. Now the perception is Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever. We always go off the eye test. Have you ever seen a fight when you was growing up? I saw many of fights in my life. Been in some, win some, you lose some, right? But I've been in some fights. Saw some fights. And if you ever ask somebody about the fight, they all have a different story. This is perception. You see one person say, oh, he got slammed on his head. Oh, he got punched 50 times. But then you see the video and it wasn't nothing like what you saw or what you thought you saw. You ever have a dream and you thought the dream was real and you wake up in the cold sweat? And this is what's going on, in my opinion. Uh, this is what's going on, in my opinion, when it comes to watching sports, because we have two types of people here. We have one group that we go off the eye test and we may play sports and that's what we do. But then we have another group that is analytics. They may not have played the sport. And this is what we're fighting against. We have, since Steph Curry changed the league since he came in. Give me 1 second. Got a text coming in. Okay, so anyway, so we have this thing where obviously I'm gonna say great things about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the greatest shooters ever we ever saw, if not the greatest. A lot of people say he is the greatest shooter. He changed the game. See, he changed the game on the court. Steph Curry changed the game on the court. That's why we doing all these analytics. That's why they throwing up all these threes. If Steph Curry never came into the league from Davidson, this will never happen. Now, if we want to talk about perception and reality, perception is, I mean, the reality is basketball is a tall man's game, and the ABA did this. The ABA actually changed the game to compete with the NBA. So the ABA created the 3-point shot. Prior to that, if they never changed it, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would be by far the best player ever because he was the best scorer. Scored 2 points. It's just the hook shot. He had an unstoppable shot. But did they add it the 3-point shot so smaller people can compete? So now they spread the floor out. Kind of reminds me, in my opinion, how Christ came at the right time. Christ came to Jerusalem and Nazareth at the right time. See, if Christ would have came prior to that, they needed a Christ came at the right time because he needed um, structure in the area. See, when Egypt took over, they paved the roads, so it made it easier for prophets to go in and out of these places, right? Um, they paved the roads. They made everything a lot easier. It's kind of like right now. Right now is the perfect time to go online and say what you need to say because of the internet. But so this is what I'm saying about Steph Curry. Steph Curry came around at the right time. He was the right time, right player to play. See, LeBron never changed the game on the court. He changed the game off the court with the free agency. He changed the game with free agency. Now, I don't like what he did, but he changed the game. A lot more people players are going to do what he did. Have that control. Like I could go where I want to go. It's no different than Elon Musk. Elon Musk don't have a home. Elon Musk sold his home because he has that much power, and and it's starting a trend, if you will, with Elon Musk not having a house. Now you heard that Kanye sold his house. So billionaires is not living in a home anymore. This is a new trend. See, back in the day, the American dream, which I heard somebody say, if you it was a rap song. He said, if you have American dream, then you're not woke or something, something like that, something in that nature. But the billionaires are changing the game of how to live your life. Where you're not tied down to a certain place like we were taught to do through the banks. And I could go further and on about that. Maybe I'll talk about that later when I like the vent. But Steph Curry changed the game. He he's shooting from 40. No one ever done that. If you ever shot from 40 when you was a kid, I don't care if you made it, you're not going to play. You're not going to play shooting from 40 in the 90s. And there's plenty of people who could have done that. Reggie Miller could have done that. Um, Ray Allen definitely could shoot from 40. Mark Price. There's many people, but they wasn't allowed to do that. No. You shoot from 40 and you miss and Larry Brown is your coach? Yeah, okay. You bet you won't be playing. So they gave him the okay to do it because he's one of the best shooters. And with the analytics came about because like you have the plus minus and all these other good stuff. It all coincide together. But the perception that everybody has is don't worry about him, Steph Curry. Let him continue to shoot. Let him continue to shoot, and eventually it will go in. So now we have this boring game because everybody is trying to be like Golden State. That's why I respect Milwaukee because they don't do that. See, Giannis plays like an old school guy. He'll shoot that three. Don't get me wrong, but he's strong enough to bang in down low. He's going to throw that floater. He's going to spin off and dunk on you. I mean, his moves did grow. But I would say this: that's what happened with Olajuwon. He reminds me. Well, I ain't gonna say he reminds me of Olajuwon, but Olajuwon didn't have that many moves when he came in the league. He didn't. Olajuwon, he worked on his game. Michael Jordan's another one. Michael Jordan worked on his game. But I will say this: I think he is the greatest shooter that I've seen that I've witnessed. But I will say this: he is not the greatest clutch player.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice, not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Yeah, so now you got everybody practicing shooting these long shots. You see it. I remember when he was doing it. Guess who was doing it in high school games and it was going viral? LaMelo. LaMelo Ball was shooting from half court. And I'm like, wow, they're giving him the red flag to shoot from half court. What the heck is going on there? I didn't understand, nor will I. Nor will I. You know, also real quick, man, let me put up my mm, support the channel. Hit me on the Cash App. But anyway, if you like what I'm saying, or you don't. But anyway, so it's just interesting that they allowed this guy to shoot. However, if they were to let things play out, this is why I like let things play out the way they should be. Now, I believe you know, Golden State had a nice little run with the core group. They took a lot of L's though. A lot of missed shots from the man Steph Curry that everybody say he's the arguably the best shooter ever and he's the most clutch player that which is so false. He's not winning when it comes to buzzer beaters. I don't even think he's on the list. I think he had one buzzer beater to Michael's 9. Now, Steph Curry's 33, 34 years old now. So it's going downhill from here. So I believe he peaked when it comes to his play. He's not going to get any better right now. His play on the court is not all roses. Now I'm gonna play a couple of his misses in the regular season. I mean in the playoffs because this is what I'm saying. I saw him not playing well in the playoffs. A lot of people say, "Oh no, he's clutch. He's this." I'm like, "You're not watching the same game I am because why?" And when he didn't have um, KD, if he was so dope in the playoffs and the championship, why didn't he get MVP? And no games he was in. And I'm gonna bring up his stats. Iguodala won, got a Finals MVP, and I'm not saying he's better, but he stepped up to win that game. And then when Kevin Durant was there, which you begged him to come because you were scared of LeBron James. Now I butcher LeBron James all the time, but I'm not the one that don't like him. There's a lot of people on social media that don't like him. I'm not gonna say I don't like him. I don't know the guy. I don't know him. But there's certain things that he did that I did not like. There's certain things that LeBron James did that I did not like. I'm the one that attacks LeBron all the time for his decisions. I didn't like that decision he made. But he reminds me of why most people don't like Floyd Mayweather. See, Floyd was when he was Sugar, when he was not Money Mayweather, but whatever they called him beforehand. He was beating everybody down, but he wasn't selling fights. But once he decided to promote himself and start being about money, people didn't like him for that. People didn't like him for that. So I I put LeBron with with Money Mayweather. He was about his money. That's what he was doing. He got encouraged his man to start that clutch sports, and now he's in control of the league. Right now, I heard Zach. Um, what's the dude? Zach's name? I forgot his last name. that plays for Chicago. He's with Clutch Sports, and I heard he might go to the Lakers. He's a free agent. It might be a sign and trade deal. They're working on it right now, and that might be the blockbuster thing that happens this year. Maybe we'll see. But the thing I didn't like about what Steph Curry did, light bright, what Steph Curry did was he lost to LeBron. Choke job. He shot 33%. I'm talking about they were up 3-1 and you allowed them to come back and you played horribly. But nobody calls that out. But they always want to call out LeBron James when he blew it against Dallas. And you should. You should blow that up. But he equally should get it as well because he blew it twice that we know of. Now he played a heck of a game when he played against OKC when they came back. He was balling, yes, but he lost to Cavaliers, choke job 3-1, and then when he had the opportunity to beat Toronto, he didn't. When he played Toronto, he played horrible. When he played against Cleveland, he played horrible. But see, nobody want to call it out because it's perception versus reality. One of my friends was talking about on social media, Facebook. He was like, "Well, he won championships. You got 3. Yeah, it's about winning, and you're right. It's about winning. But this is the problem that see coaches and GMs and business people realize that you even when they win, they have to critique these guys. See, when you're always winning, you never look at the negatives, and that's when you should look at the negatives because what comes up always going to go down. If you have stocks, right, you got to look at if it's going to crash, what's coming ahead. You cannot just say, "Well, I made some money." That's a rookie mistake. Perfect example. When I talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm a fan of Pittsburgh Steelers, and we had the best defense when we won the championship in 2009. Nobody looked at the negatives because they was winning. They were coming back and winning. And that's all they cared about was like, okay, we won. But what I noticed, and I'll continue to say this every time, and this is just my example. What I noticed when I watched the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is what I saw. I saw that we were we'll be winning in the fourth quarter. Okay. And all of a sudden, the other team will come back. And Ben Roethlisberger had to make a last drive to win the game. Now, I look at that as a negative because you play 60 minutes in a game, right? Most fans will look at that as a positive, like, well, we got the best quarterback. They're rookie. We got the best quarterback, and we're just better than people. And I didn't look at it like that, even though we won a championship. I think Roethlisberger probably had like 5 to 7 comebacks that year. That's called a red flag. That means your defense there's a problem with your defense. And they didn't care because we were doing, we were like number 1 in defense, right? But you want to do prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound to cure. And during that season, we won the championship. We every league we lost to Baltimore. They would come back, and Roethlisberger had to come back. But here's what happened the next year. The next year they didn't make the playoffs because they didn't make those adjustments. And I'm the only one that said it. They didn't make the adjustments, and all of a sudden we were losing because Ben no longer could defend the defense. And this is what I've been saying about certain people, certain teams. And this is why I'm bringing this up about Steph Curry. Steph Curry can shoot. He reminds me of Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning, we all know he was a great player, football. He was one of the greatest regular season players. But when it came to the playoffs, he always choked. He always choked to Baltimore, New England. He lost. He choked on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now everybody who's a real fan know that Pittsburgh should not have beat them the year we won that championship for the ring number 5. When Bettis fumbled that ball, it shouldn't even have been that close because when they played us the first time, they blew us out. We had weaknesses in that team. Our corners wasn't that great. We had Townsend and Taylor. Our safeties was rookies. They were young, and we couldn't make turnovers. We was actually not making going to make the playoffs, and we made a run. Pittsburgh, I keep saying we, but the Steelers made a run to get the last seed. Pittsburgh should have lost to uh, Cincinnati because we wasn't good with those quarterbacks who was just throwing the ball, slinging it. And Carson Palmer, if anybody remember, Carson Palmer was destroying the Steelers. First play of the game, play action fake, because LeBeau had a good defense, but Taylor always went for the play action fake. He's always looking in behind, looking at the quarterback, and he would get beat. First play of the game. And we got lucky. You need some luck. Their quarterback Palmer got hurt, and they put Kitten in, and we destroyed him. Then we barely beat Indiana in their hometown with Omaha, Manning. And Manning choke job. And then their kicker never missed. He missed the field goal. They choked. So, yeah, we won that. And then we blew out Detroit. I mean, we blew out, if I can recall, folks, I believe we blew out Denver. Then we went to the championship, and everybody's wearing Bettis's jersey. But no one looked behind the scenes and saw the problems that we had, and that's why the next year we failed to make the playoffs. And that's what I'm talking about. Now, Steph Curry is not playing. He never really plays well in the playoffs consistently. I mean, that's just the gift and the curse of a shooter. Because shooters are hot and cold. That's how they get down. That's why I saw many of games when I was rooting for Ray Allen. That's my favorite player, and he missed one day. He made 7 threes, and the next day he went 0 for 8. I saw that happen with Reggie Miller. We just remember what we want to remember. That's why I said perception of reality. And now I think we're trying to remember what we want to remember about Steph Curry. I'm not saying his legacy's bad. He's been a fantastic player. He's going to go down in history forever. I think somebody's going to break his 3-point record because that's records are meant to be broken, and everybody's shooting threes at a younger age now. You know, but look at his follies, if you will, when it comes to shooting. I'm gonna mute it. Look, this is your playoff time, Mister Clutch right here. Look, gets Toronto championship. Ding. This is this is what y'all talk about right here. He's the man, huh? Just saying. He's not clutch in the playoffs, man. I'm not gonna say this again. I got receipts. You can't dispute the evidence. The evidence is here for you. Let me pull up his stats when it comes to the championship against Cleveland. For all you naysayers out there. Let me pull it up here. Share. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into it. So this is Mr. Clutch. I've been saying this on social media. They like looking at me like, "What are you talking about? Wow, what do you mean?" Let's go back to 2016. This is right before he recruited KD because he was like, "I can't beat LeBron by myself. LeBron gonna beat me and beat my legacy." So they go to the Bahamas and recruit KD to get two more rings. This is what the world we living in right now. Look, LeBron destroyed them, 41 points. Kyrie, 41 points. You know what I'm saying? 82 points together. Look at this fool. Look, 8 for 21. He shot 38%. 5 for 15 and threes. He just throwing them up. Choke job. This is the game they should have closed out on. This is when they were 3-1. Now, at this point, they are 3-2 because he choked. Let's go to the next one. You got another chance. You in Cleveland now. Let's go. Look at these stats, man. I'm not joking at this stuff, man. I'm not. It's not a game out here. Look, I'm giving you receipts, man. Let's go here. Look how bad he played. He played 35 minutes. Let me go back up here. He played 35 minutes. He went 8 for 20, shot 40%. That's pretty bad. You shot a lot of bad shots. Your plus minus was 11, negative 11. That means you wasn't stopping them when you was on the court. Play horrible. Your free throws was good. You know, you was making that. You're a good free throw shooter. But you went 8 for 20. You had a chance to beat them, but you didn't. Now we got a closeout game in Golden State. Mr. Superstar, right? This is Mr. Superstar. You know, at this point, Clay was still playing, Draymond Green was playing, and you played 39 minutes, you went 6 for 19. You shot 31%, 28% from 3. You see what I'm saying? Like what clutch is I don't see any clutch here. I give you receipts, you don't want them. I give you receipts. He shot 31% in the finals closeout game against Cleveland. Okay, you can say, well, everybody plays a bad series. Let's go to I'm gonna go to another one. Give me a second here. Well, give me a second, but yeah. So I'm giving you receipts here. You say you play horrible. Then, mm, all right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep going here. I'm gonna show the theme of Let's go to Toronto. Let's look at the finals. We're gonna bring up these receipts here. All right. Just look at how he plays. So they lost 4-2, and they end up losing. Let's look at the play. Let's see if he played good on this one. I ain't been paying attention. I didn't look at the stats before I went on live, but let's see. All right, so this is the last game where they lost 110, 114. Now look at this their roster. All right. So they had Clay, they had Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. These are future Hall of Famers. You had Iguodala playing. Let's look at the stats. Steph Curry shot 35%. Is that good? No. He shot 27% from 3. Where's Mr. Clutch at? I ain't making this stuff up, man. He's the greatest shooter ever. But like I said, when it comes to the playoffs, he's not that great. Let's go. Let's see. All right, let's say the game they scored 82 points, 92 points. This is let's go see what's this is new to me. I didn't even look. Shot 40%, 22% from three. Can't make this stuff up. You the superstar. Negative 11 plus minus. So that means you're not a factor. This is what this means. You're not a factor in the game. Just saying, man. I'm just telling the facts. If people be like looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Hey, man, if you don't want to hear facts, don't hear it." But I mean, I'm not going to not say the truth. Let me look at the playoffs here. Let me see if I can pull this up. But I mean, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just, you can say what you want about me. I'm telling you the truth. People be looking at me like, what? Hey, man, if I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm going to tell it to you. All right, now Toronto. All right, so Golden State is playing Memphis, right? Memphis. Let me pull this up now. All right, let's see if they have. I'm hoping they have it. Mm, they don't have it on here, but I know the stats. He went 1 for 5 in the fourth quarter. He went 1 for 5. He wasn't playing good. He was shooting them threes and it was missing. And he got lucky. They won, and I'm looking forward to see what the Grizzlies do to bounce back because the Grizzlies in trouble now. The Grizzlies need to win this game. This second game. If they don't, I believe the series is over. They're a good comeback team. I think they did well this year. They have a lot of confidence. They got a lot of young players like with Clark and stuff like that. But like you can't go behind Golden State like that. So because they're going to go back to Golden State, and it's going to be loud in there. So you got to win one of these games. But my point is taken. My point is the truth. He ain't he ain't clutch. If you don't believe me, go in the comments, talk about it. Let me know how you feel. But with that, that's all I got to say about that. If you want more facts about it, I can bring it up. But yeah. But all right, man. I'm gonna head on out of here. I got some things to do, some errands to run, and definitely, if you like what you heard, support the Cash App J Report 412. Appreciate you guys. You have a good day.